shit on the shelf. Cause the way the real wealth is being real itself. My eyes can see the glory of the coming of the left. I can't do it by myself, so I'm asking for help. It's time to switch it up, put the hip shit on the shelf. Cause the way the real wealth is being real itself. My eyes can see the glory of the coming of the left. I can't do it by myself, so I'm asking for help. Money. All you have is like being wealthy. Like Kanye West says, having money is not everything. Not having it is. No, Deuteronomy 8:18 says God gives us the ability to create wealth. No, it's the love of money that's more. You know why money so much? Why would you have to go to work? Everybody doing it about money. I'm just trying to leave a legacy for money. That's not everything, but when you got it, you can do some cool stuff. Now, your host for Talking Money in the Morning, financial health mentor, the working class, Ray Cortez.
Good morning. Thanks for tuning in to Talking Money in the Morning live with your main man, H. Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor to the working class, where I do my very best to bring practical yet proven wealth building strategies to working class men and women all over this great nation of ours. Count it an honor and a privilege to be presenting to you and bringing this show to you live each and every day at 7 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time, Monday through Friday. I am so excited, guys, to share this information with you because I understand that wealth begins in the mind, and you have to get in a place where you're going to start creating a different input so that you can get a different output. So if you're checking us out on Facebook, then do me a favor and share this stream on your wall. Let's get some other people involved in the conversation because it is Free Game Fridays where we do live Q&A. So you get a chance to ask your questions live, and we will answer those questions for you. If you're checking us out on YouTube, then do us a favor and subscribe to the channel, and also share this link on your favorite social media platform. And because most time they can watch the live stream right inside of that platform. If you share it on Facebook, for instance, they can click the play button, watch it right inside of their news feed. So I think that's a super cool but you're also listening, and then you're applying this information in your life, because it does you no good to just hear this information if you never take a single action step with this information. So just wanted to share that with you. As always, I like to let you know exactly who this show is for. This show is for my risers and grinders this morning. Those of you who rolled out of bed, put both feet on the floor, and you hit the ground running, this show is for you. If you woke up this morning with legacy on your mind and you're thinking about what it is that you could do to make your second, third, and fourth generation proud to bear your last name, this show is for you. If you're trying to create generational wealth so your children and your children's children don't have to start from scratch, you can land a foundation for them to build on top of, then this show is for you. If you, my friend, know that you have the desire to be wealthy, know that you have the discipline to be wealthy, but maybe you lack the game plan, maybe you need a blueprint, maybe you need some tips, some strategies, maybe you can use a mentor in your life in the area of finance and creating wealth and building that family empire, then this show is for you. Now, who is this show not for? It's not for you if you believe money is evil, capitalism is bad, and wealthy people are snobs. This show is not for you. If you can't stand the fact that I said the word money 13 times in the last 10 seconds, then my friend, this show is not for you. If you're sitting back waiting on the government to fix the economy instead of focusing on your economy, this show is not for you. Now, understand something. I do not have a problem with you not wanting to be wealthy, because that's your prerogative. I only have a problem with you if you're having a problem with me wanting to be wealthy, because that's something that I just can't understand for the life of me. Why is it a bother to you that I'm a future billionaire, that I aspire to something greater, something higher? So if that is you, you can tune us out right now, and I promise we won't feel sour about it at all. We just understand that this show, my friend, is not for you. Today's episode is brought to you by Lioness Wealth Therapy. out of Memphis, Tennessee, and they're bringing your main man, H. Cortez, in to do my signature wealth building workshop, Building Your Family Empire from Scratch. Super excited. If you are in the Memphis, Tennessee area tomorrow, 1 to 3 p.m., September 3rd, I'm going to be in Memphis, Tennessee, live and in living color. We're about to do live Q&A now, but how about coming out to see me live and get your questions answered? And pick up a copy of my book, and we're gonna, I mean, this workshop is gonna be powerful. I'm gonna be at the Fox and the Hound Sanderlin Restaurant, 5101 Sanderlin Avenue, Memphis, Tennessee, 38117. Again, this is thanks to Lioness Wealth Therapy. You can go over to her page to get the details about tomorrow's event, but you can also well, you will need to also go over to www.myfamilyempire.com to RSVP for this event. Seats are extremely limited. This is going to be a small, intimate gathering specifically for some people that she's inviting. But she said, hey, if you want to promote and invite a few people, just let people know they have to reserve their seat because seats are limited, so we can know exactly how to plan and prepare. But I'm super excited for tomorrow, September 3rd, 2016, 1 to 3 p.m. Sanderlin, Fox and Hound Sanderlin Restaurant, 5101 Sanderlin Avenue, Memphis, Tennessee, 38117. That's Lioness Wealth Therapy putting that thing together. So shout out to my girl Candace over at Lioness Wealth Therapy. Now today it's all about you. Q&A. If you got questions, go into the comments on Facebook and just write your question. And then if you are also an entrepreneur yourself, also include the name of your business, because I like to give you a business shout out at the same time we answer any of your questions. It could be a question on anything that you can think of under the sun. I don't talk about a lot of topics because this show is specific to money, but I am well versed in a lot of topics. I'm kind of one of those Renaissance type guys. I study a little bit of everything because I just love knowledge, and I know that knowledge is one of the many forms of wealth. So in fact, let's go over what we did this week. We talked about the power of association this week. So if you got a question on that show, we talked about 4 things that you want to make sure that people in your circle can do for you. They should be understanding. They should be encouraging. They should be holding you accountable, and then they should challenge you to do greater. So if you got people like that in your life, guys, you will not lose. So if you got questions on the power of association, then type in the message, do question mark, the name of your business, then your question. That way I can distinguish the comments, the questions from the regular comments. And then if you are on YouTube, then you're going to have to go to the Financial Health Mentor Twitter feed at Cortez Springer. So tweet me at Cortez Springer. I'm going to pull up the Twitter feed right now. So if you have a question there, and do the same thing, question mark, the name of your business, then your question. Because again, I want to give you a business shout out at the same time that I answer your question. So we also talked about the 7 ways to monetize what you know, whether you want to start a blog, whether you want to write a book, whether you want to sell other people's products, whether you want to create, develop, and sell your own products, whether you want to become a public speaker and a paid speaker, whether you want to be a coach, or have a consulting firm. There's ways to monetize what you know. We've all been given gifts, talents, and special abilities. We all do something better than most, and we do it well enough that some people will pay us to do it for them or to teach them how to do it just as well as us, so you can turn what you know into multiple streams of income. If you needed a consultation on how to do that, I gave a special offer, so you can go to that show from earlier this week to check that out. We also talked about the many forms of wealth, right? I gave you 10 forms of wealth, knowledge being number 1, your work ethic being number 2, money being the third form, right? Money is not everything, guys. Just when you have it, you can do some cool stuff. We're talking about your contacts, your network being a form of wealth. Your creativity is a form of wealth. Your belief in yourself is a form of wealth. Your confidence and charisma is your form of wealth. Luck is a form of wealth. And how do you get more luck? the more activity you do, because luck is all about opportunity and preparation colliding. So if you're constantly preparing, when you get your opportunity, you're going to be there, and that's how luck is created. Energy and enthusiasm is a form of wealth. You notice that wealthy people are not slouches. They do not slow foot their way through life. They always move with a sense of urgency. You got to be enthusiastic about whatever that you're doing, because success loves speed. And there's two types of energy. There's fast and there's slow. There's high and there's low. Guys, if you're moving with a sense of urgency and you're building with speed, and you're building with energy and passion and exuberance, that stuff is going to show, and you're going to bring the right energy around you. You're going to bring the right people around you for you to have success. And then your choices, guys, are you willing to pull the trigger on your choices, or do you sit back and contemplate day in and day out and never make a move? Your choices are a form of wealth, especially when you understand how to glean from the results of those choices, whether good or bad. We also talked about whether or not it's generational wealth is a myth for Black people. All right, we can talk about that this morning. If you got questions on that, I had a special guest on the show, Mr. Kevin Boyette from the Black Health and Wealth Show. We were just talking about, we talk about generational wealth, and we're talking about closing the wealth gap, but it seems as though in our community, that's all we do is talk about it, right? So I started to wonder, and I asked the question to him, is it a myth for Black people to build generational wealth? Is that something that's just impossible? Are we gone too far down the consumer road where we can't turn around? Because we know that we are super consumers. We are really good at consuming, but we're not really good at putting our money to work for us so that it grows over time, so that we can pass that down to our future generations. We're not good at investing in instruments like insurance and things of that nature that's going to pass wealth down from one generation to the next. I myself personally do not believe that it's a myth. That's why I'm on here every morning giving you guys free game that you can take and apply in your life and start building generational wealth, laying the foundation for that family empire so you have something to pass on. So come on, guys, with your questions, do question mark, the name of your business and your question. If you got questions for the Financial Health Mentor this morning, I want to answer your questions. It can be on anything: branding, marketing, entrepreneurship, business, Black economic empowerment, social issues, current events. I will tell you that I'm not really up on current events. I don't watch a lot of TV, don't watch a lot of news. So I am aware of what's going on with Colin Kaepernick. How can you not be? Because that thing is so blown out of proportion that that's all people are talking about now, and so much so that the media, the mainstream media, kind of knows what they're doing. They take that and they spin it, so we're only talking about Colin Kaepernick, and we're not talking about the issues that he's actually standing up and protesting. So it's real slick how they can do that, but just understand that there are some systemic problems in our community that directly affect us, and that's what he's protesting, and not necessarily the flag or the national anthem or the Pledge of Allegiance or anything of that nature. So come on with your questions. I had a question from earlier this week. It was an anonymous question, so no name or business associated with this question, but the question is capitalism a bad thing? Right? Is capitalism a bad thing? Here's what I want to say on that. Let me get a swig of water real quick. What most people don't get about capitalism is capitalism is just a tool, right? Whether it is good or bad is determined by the person who's using capitalism, right? All capitalism is in its simplest form is when those who know capitalize on those who don't know. Now, some of you guys may be thinking, well, isn't that a bad thing? If someone's capitalizing on someone who doesn't know. No, that's not a bad thing, because if you think about it, that's how business works. People who know something solve a problem for people who don't know something, and they are compensated to the ability and the efficiency and the effectiveness at which they can solve that problem. So I like to use the example of a dry cleaners. A dry cleaners understands something about how to remove stains that the general public do not. They understand something about how to press a large volume of clothes in a short amount of time that the general public do not know. As a result, we take our clothes there, we get them clean, we get them pressed, and we pay them because they know something we do not know. Is it evil for a dry cleaner to charge you money to provide a service to help you get something accomplished based on their knowledge and your lack of knowledge? No, it is not evil. So when those who know capitalize on those who don't know, that in and of itself in its purest form is not evil. Can some people take that and do evil things with it? Oh, of course, you better believe it. You know, I can take a hammer and crack you upside your head with it too. But does that make the hammer evil, or does that make me evil? So that's what you have to understand. I can take that same hammer and I can build a house, right? I can take that same hammer and do a lot of good things with it. So does that make the hammer good? No, it's a tool. It's the person behind or the person wielding the tool that determines whether or not that tool is good or evil. So come on, Facebook, if you got questions, post them in the chat, and we will get around to answering as many questions as we can for you guys this morning. So I appreciate that anonymous question. I got one more anonymous question from earlier in this week. And this is funny, but I guess this person is looking at a business, don't really have a business yet, but they basically asked, where do they get the capital to start their business? And I would say if you're working a job and making a decent wage, chances are you already have the capital to start your business. It's just that some other entities are beating you to it. You need to go check out my show on I think I did a show on the power of a home-based business and how amount of money by doing something small part-time in addition to your job, because one, it will cut your tax liability, so you save more money on taxes. It will you can adjust your W-4 form when you have a home-based business to reflect that, and you get more of your money up front instead of paying it to Uncle Sam all year and then waiting on a refund. So that brings capital in your house. If you take that capital and you minimize or eliminate your debt, get rid of the car note, get rid of the student loans, get rid of the credit card bills, that in and of itself brings more money back into your household. And I can literally, if you're interested, show you how to free up about $1,000 to $1,200 per month in your household and bring an additional stream of income with some of the strategies that we teach by referring people to my Financial Success membership. And that can bring you some extra income as well. And when you do that, then you can start saving a little bit of money. So for instance, you take that $1,000 a month that I help you free up, and you save that for 12 months. You save that for 18 months. Now you got $18,000 to start that business that you want to start. In addition to that, you're learning how the money game is played, because you're learning how to apply the tax code. So when you get into that business that you really want, then you will have the same knowledge on how to build wealth using the tax code. You'll know how to take advantage of all the tax deductions and things of that nature. You'll learn business, start thinking like an entrepreneur. That's why I love the home-based business, because you can start developing a business mindset. Doesn't cost you a heck of a lot. In most cases, you'll be partnering with a mentor or someone who's very successful in a home-based business already, so they can teach you some things, and you can really start getting your money together on a part-time basis, and you don't have to interfere with your job. So you still keep the lights on, but at the same time, you start making that transition slowly to put yourself in a better position to save the money that you need to actually open or go into the business of your choosing. So no live questions, Facebook. Come on, guys. The Financial Health Mentor Twitter feed, you're tweeting at Cortez Springer. This morning, again, there's no live questions coming into the chat this morning. All right, so we'll just keep rolling along, and we'll wait on your questions. It is 7:21. That's Central Standard Time, so 21 minutes after the hour. But let's go into something else that I wanted to talk about. My man Dewan was asking me about my 4 P's or my 5 P's to prosperity, right? So I'll give them to you here. And Dewan, I promise you, I will get that to you. I'll do a separate live stream just on that. But basically, the 5 P's of prosperity says this. Number 1 is the P you have to get out of your life in order to get where you want to be in life, in order to get the prosperity that you want. Number 1, you have to stop procrastinating. That's the P you have to get out of your life, guys. Most of us have great ideas. Most of us have the wherewithal to pull off some of this stuff, but for some reason, we just have the habit of procrastinating. We're not willing to pull the trigger on what it is that we want to get accomplished, right? And when you don't pull the trigger, then what you're doing is you're pulling in more and more self-doubt, disbelief, and you're not you're basically killing that dream day by day the longer you put it off. So you stop procrastinating. That's the first P. Get that P out of your life. The other 4 P's are P's that you have to bring into your life and you put into practice every day. Number 1, you have to give yourself permission to fail. I promise you this, if you're going to have prosperity, chances are you're going to be doing something that you've never done before. So you're going to have to give yourself permission to fail, guys. There's nothing wrong with that. When you step out on faith, you try something new, chances are you're going to stumble, you're going to fall, you're going to end up flat on your face a time or two. And there's nothing wrong with that. So give yourself permission to fail, just don't give yourself permission to quit. All right. The third P, so the first one is get procrastination out of your life, give yourself permission to fail, then be patient, guys. Patience is a virtue. But again, if you're doing something that you've never done before, give yourself permission to fail and then give yourself the patience to stick with it long enough till you start getting the results that you want. You have to be patient, guys. For me, and when it came to understanding wealth and money and putting these principles into my life, I had to be patient enough to realize that it took me 40 years to get myself into this mess. So I wasn't going to get myself out of this mess overnight. Same with you, whatever you're going for, you're ever building prosperity in whatever portion of your life, where there's prosperity in your relationships. You want to have a prosperous marriage or a prosperous relationship, then you have to be patient with it. So give yourself permission to fail and then be patient. Give yourself allow yourself the time to actually develop the results that you want. Then you're going to have to be persistent. Especially if you're talking about entrepreneurship, you're going to have to put in constant daily action that will move you towards your goal each and every day, right? So if you're just tuning in, you're watching Talking Money in the Morning Live with your man Ace Cortez, Financial Health Mentor. It is Free Game Fridays. Every Friday we do live Q&A, so you can post your question in the chat. If you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, you can tweet me at Cortez Springer. And I will ask your question and answer it live on the show. And right now we're talking about the 5 P's of prosperity. Number 1, you have to get this P out of your life, and that's procrastination, guys. Don't be afraid to pull the trigger. Then number 2, you have to give yourself permission to fail. Number 3, you have to be patient. Number 4, you have to have persistence. You have to take consistent daily action that are moving you towards your goal. And then the 5th P is you're going to have to persevere. One thing I can promise you, when you start getting procrastination out of your life and you start pulling the trigger and you start taking daily action and you be persistent, give yourself permission to fail, you're going to have to persevere. Every time you decide to do anything, there's always going to be an equal and opposing force that keeps you from doing it. You know why? Because the person you are today is not capable of doing that thing. Wow, that sounds really negative, Ace Cortez. What I'm saying is, if you decide to be great at something, the person you are today is not capable of it. If you were, you would already be there. So the reason an equal and opposing force comes into play is because as you're overcoming that stuff, you're growing, you're developing the strength and the acumen that you will need. So you're transforming into the person that you need to become to pull it off. So I promise you this, when you decide to do anything of substance, there's going to be an equal and opposing force that is going to and then you have to have perseverance. When those things crop up, that equal opposing force, you're going to have to get over it. You're going to have to go around it. You're going to have to go under it. You're going to have to go through it, but you have to keep moving forward. Point blank, period. That's the name of the game. So guys, if you got questions, we're at the bottom of the hour. You can tweet me at Cortez Springer. Ask your question. We got about 3 minutes. If you got questions on Facebook, just put them in the comments right now. I'll read your question. Put the name of your business. If you're already a business owner, I want to give you a business shout out as I answer your questions. Going to be questions on anything branding, marketing, entrepreneurship, Black economic empowerment, whatever you like. Questions on any of the shows that we've done in the past, things you've heard me say that you need clarity on. Let's talk about it this morning, guys. No questions, Facebook? Come on, you guys normally give me good feedback, good interaction every morning. I'm surprised no one has any questions. Don't be ashamed. Anything that you want to know. If I have the answer, I will tell you. If I don't have the answer, I am secure enough in my manhood that I can say, you know what, I don't know, but I'll find out, and I will get you that answer by the next Friday when we do live Q&A once again. So if you're just tuning in, I'm H. Cortez, financial health mentor to the working class. I'm an author, wealth strategist, entrepreneur, business coach, father, husband, youth basketball coach. I wear many, many hats. So I have a little bit of knowledge and insight on a lot of different things. So if you have any questions, go ahead and type them in the chat. And even if you're watching this as a replay, you can always type your question in the chat, type your question in the comment, and I will roll that question into next week. But I will also answer that question via text in the chat. So I'll respond to you with an answer and then take that to the another level. Sandra Foster Moore says, are there grants to help start a business? I'm not aware of any grants, Sandra, to help start a business. You may want to check with the Small Business Association. A lot of times they will do and make funds available if you take their classes and things of that nature. But for me, if you work a job, Sandra, you probably already have the funds that you need to start a business. What you just don't know how to manage your cash flow. That's what I find with most people. What I would recommend that you do is, number one, you revisit your W-4 form. See if you have that thing filled out correctly. Most people don't. Literally 8 out of 10 people have that form filled out incorrectly and they're overpaying their taxes. So that could bring anywhere from $200 to $400 back into your household. Now, is that enough money to start a business with? It depends. If you want to partner with me, you can start a business with me for just $70, $35 a month. I'll help you grow a business in the financial education space, right? But if that's not the business you want, you take that $200 to $400 a month and you start getting rid of the car notes. You get rid of the student loans. You get rid of the credit card debt. You get rid of any other debts that you have. And most people who partner with me can literally, in 90 days or less, free up anywhere from $500 to $1,200 per month on average. Now, you take that $1,200 a month and you save that for 12 months. And now you got, you know, a nice chunk of change to go ahead and start that business. So you can probably manage the cash flow that you currently have. And if you're in the Memphis, Tennessee area, you know, building a family empire from scratch is something that I want to show you, because guess what? If I can show you how to free up $1,000 a month, what if you come together with 5, 6, 7 10 family members, and I show you all how to do the same thing. Now that's 10 family members in 90 days who free up $1,000. That's $10,000 a month, guys. You can put together as a family and start building a family empire. So I'm gonna be talking about that tomorrow, Saturday, September the 3rd, in Memphis, Tennessee. So if you're in the Memphis, Tennessee area, thanks to Lioness Wealth Therapy, you can come on out to the Fox and Hound Sanderland Restaurant, 5101 Sanderland Avenue, Memphis, Tennessee, 38117. So hopefully that answered your question. Sandra, you're in Atlanta. Have you ever considered a home-based business? Do you like finance? Do you think that you could maybe refer a couple people to my Financial Success membership? I pay a nice commission when you do, and you can start earning extra income there. And I can teach you how to free up about $1,000 a month in your own life if you decide to partner with me. And then if you bring in some family members and I teach you all that, say it's you and 4 other family members or friends that you're tight with, and that you all are thinking the same thing, that, hey, it's time for us to start building a family empire. We got the smarts, we've got the talent, we just don't have the guidance. I can help 5 of you guys free up about $1,000 a month. Now that's $5,000 a month that you could put to the side as you're starting to develop that business plan, as you're game planning and brainstorming on the type of business that you're gonna open. Maybe it takes you 12 months to do that. You save $5,000 for 12 months, that's $60,000, right? Is my math, my multiplication right? 5 times 12 is 60. So $60,000. That's what I'm talking about when I say I'm going to help you build a family empire from scratch. If you decide to partner with me, those are the types of strategies that I will help you with. I will be in Atlanta though, October 13th, 14th, 15th, something like that. And you can come out and meet a lot of my team. Yes, I am interested. Okay, cool, Sandra. So do this. Text your name and the word franchise to 314-874-6887. That's for any of you guys. If you're serious about building a family empire, freeing up the cash that you can start saving to build a business of your own, you can start generating an extra stream of income by referring people to my Financial Success membership. How do I partner with you? Text your name and the word franchise, Sandra, to 314-874-6887. And I've got my camera on my phone on a tripod. So when I get off, I will also text that information into the comments so that you'll know. And when I get that text message, I will reach out to you, give you the details on our Financial Success franchise and how you can partner with me to start freeing up the cash that you need first and foremost, and then start saving that money and start earning some extra money by referring people to my Financial Success membership. So again, if you're interested in that, then I want you to text your name and the word franchise to 314-874-6887. And then I will get you the details on that. Now I will give it to you. Granted, not everybody likes the area of finances, and this may not be something that you want to do. But if I can help you free up $1,000 a month, that just makes sense. That puts money towards your goal. I get people who say, "Man, that's not something I want to do." Well, guess what? The same person is getting up and going to a job that they don't want to go to either every day, but they don't want to do something that will help them free up some money so they can start their own business and get on the road to financial freedom. That kills me, but I get it. We're messed up mentally because we've been socially conditioned to believe that the only place you can draw an income from is a job and working for someone else. Well, it's time that we step out of that. Last week's show, we did a show on entrepreneurship being the new retirement plan. So that's what we're talking about, how you can take a little bit of the money that you currently have, manage it just a little bit more, better and more efficiently, free up some cash, then you start saving that cash. And then I even teach you where to save that cash so that you're not only just stacking it, but you're stacking it where it grows at a 6-7% rate of return. And that money is growing for you as you're developing your business plan, your ideas, you're bringing in your partners and solidifying your partnerships and all of that sort of thing. But I can literally show you how to free up that money. And if you come together with a few people, I am retired working for someone. I'm tired of working for someone else. Certainly, Sandra. So yeah, you and I need to connect. and I'll show you what I'm doing, how I can help you, how I can help you even build a brand around what I'm doing if that's something that you really want to do. And literally, you can free up $1,000 a month in the next 90 days or so. You start saving that $1,000 for 12 months. That's $12,000 for you yourself. But you get with a couple family members and friends and say, hey, we're going to go and get on this wealth building journey. We're going to save some money, and we're going to open our little boutique. We're going to open our a family restaurant. We're going to start a t-shirt business. Whatever you want to do, it all starts with capital. Most people don't realize they have the capital. It's just that Uncle Sam is beating you to it. The banks are beating you to it in the form of the debts that you're paying, the interest that you're paying on your debts. So we teach you how to get all of that stuff straight, and now that money can start working for you. So guys, we've gone 6 minutes over. I appreciate the question, Sandra, and the interaction. I didn't get any questions at the Financial Health Mentor Twitter feed. I gave you the details on our sponsor once again. So again, if you want to start referring people to my Financial Success membership, then you can do that by partnering with me. It's just $70 right now for the next 6 days or so. $70 and then $35 a month. Every time you refer somebody, the first 2 people you refer, you're going to get a $25 referral bonus. The third person and beyond, you're going to get a $50 referral bonus. And then I start counting the number of people that you refer. And every time you refer 7 people, you'll get a $500 to $1,000 referral bonus. So I'm really trying to help people not only with the information, but also in a business system that they can use to create extra income to help them pay off their debts even faster. So text the word franchise and your name to 314-874-6887, and we will do some work. I'll show you exactly what we're doing, how we're doing, and how it can benefit you. So again, thanks for checking out Talking Money in the Morning. I am Ace Cortez, Financial Health Mentor to the working class. Until I talk to you in next week's show, I got some cool guests lined up for next week. I want you to get your money up because you absolutely can do it. Peace out.